Day Chicago.
The big story today, the winter weather and record-breaking snowfall. As we take a live look outside and the radar as the snow is still falling in some areas, we are tracking what to expect for you on this Sunday. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, November 30th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sylvia Perez along with Mark Storell. What a day yesterday.
Yeah, pretty incredible. I mean, we really turned the page between fall and winter time, just like all at once, right?
A lot.
Right?
Yes.
Because it was only a couple of weeks ago. It was still relatively mild.
Beautiful.
Still some leaves on the trees. If you looked on the right trees, still a little bit of color. And, you know, yesterday's color was pretty much just all monochrome.
You know, it's so funny. A lot of people, I think, were feeling like, oh, you know, I heard somebody say, the media is overblowing it. It's not going to be that big of a deal. And I kept saying, no, you just wait. It's starting early.
Right.
But, you know, and obviously thousands of flights canceled. People just decided to stay in, which was good because the roads were treacherous. Yeah,
and still some areas that have some treachery going on here this morning. We're looking down Michigan Avenue here this morning, and no real treachery downtown.
No treachery to talk about.
You can see the, you know, it's the city of Chicago. They tend to keep the streets pretty well after Mayor Michael Blandick.
I was going to say, thank you, Mayor Michael Blandick, right? Jane Byrne.
Yeah, that kind of all got fixed and never ever went south again.
It is impressive what they do and how quickly they do it.
It really is.
So kudos to them.
Yeah,
thank you.
And we were talking to the folks from Streets and Sands yesterday, and they were up. They may have been up for like 36, 48 hours now. I mean, they're just going, you know, all out. And same for IDOT folks. You know, yesterday they were talking about how they just get to work and then they stay until the job's done. Right now, you can see there are clouds across Chicago. We do have a lower cloud ceiling. You can see the top of the Sears Tower is eclipsed by clouds. But we are generally dry across much of the area. Now, there still are a couple of snow showers, and visibility is still limited to a certain extent. But things are improving. This is a winter weather advisory. It is posted until noon today for most of Chicago. Get south of Interstate 80, and that begins to change, especially across Grundy, parts of Will, Kankakee, and LaSalle counties. And then there's still a winter storm warning that's up for LaPorte and Berrien counties. And if you're traveling up around the other side of the Big Pond, you'll run into some lake effect snow today and still some sloppy conditions. I mentioned there was still a little bit of light snowfall coming down. We've got a little band that has been sliding down this morning. We've been keeping an eye on it from southern Wisconsin, now sliding through Lake County and McHenry County and Boone County as it heads down towards Lake Cook Road, and then continues to enter into northern Cook County and into northern DuPage County here over the course of the next 45 minutes or so. So a little dust up of some light snowfall, kind of a last little hurrah of some snowfall here this morning. So we're not completely done with it quite yet. Flight delays. Here we are. O'Hare. Still some issues, as you might imagine, especially after yesterday. If you're going to O'Hare today, well, Godspeed to you, because that is going to be one busy place. Midway looking a little bit better this hour. Temperatures upper 20s here in the city. We have some low and mid 20s as you get out to the west and to the southwest. Blowing and drifting are really going to be part of the problem here this morning, especially on the Interstates 80, and especially as you get outside of Cook County, outside of the city. We'll have some winds that will gust at times to about 15 to 25, up to 30 and 35 miles per hour. Cloudy skies across most of the day. We actually could break into a little peak of sunshine later on today. A few flurries around. Blowing snow, though, will be the big issue as we go throughout the morning. And again, that winter weather advisory posted until noon today.
All right, thanks, Mark. Let's take a live look at Midway International Airport, thanks to EarthCam, where even though the worst of the snow is over, it's still having some major travel issues today because of delays and cancellation. Yesterday, they have to play catch up. Right now, the average delay at both airports are just less than 15 minutes. And so far this morning, more than 200 flights canceled at O'Hare. Just under 10 flights have been canceled at Midway. Yesterday, more than 1,000 flights were canceled between both of these airports. Well, many people will be hitting the roads to try and get home as well today. AAA says the best time to leave today is before 11 a.m. to miss the traffic. The worst time between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. It's also urging people to budget extra time to travel because of the road conditions. Dane Placco has more on the impact of snow for travelers.
We're traveling to Reno, Nevada, and we've been delayed for about 3 hours.
A trying day for travelers at Chicago's airports. Passengers gathered under the flight information boards with fingers crossed, but the news not good. Flight after flight either delayed or canceled altogether as plows struggle to keep the runways clear. By Saturday night, 1,169 flights had been canceled at O'Hare and 246 at Midway. That's roughly 40% of the scheduled takeoffs and landings on the day holiday travelers begin heading home. Delays at O'Hare running about an hour.
Sitting around, maybe get a drink or two, watch college football, and hope we don't get delayed more.
The roads not much better. Plows struggling to keep up with the heaviest snowfall in the afternoon. Here in Northbrook, a car slid into a ditch near Dundee and Waukegan. A family helped out of this van that skidded off the roadway in Winnetka. An IDOT spokesperson tells us some areas are better than others.
It depends on where you are. I mean, some of the area expressways are looking where it's more wet pavement. As you get in there a little bit more south, down on 55, closer to the Joliet area, you're still having some snow, especially in those middle lanes. As soon as a snowstorm hits, we become a 24/7 operation. So we don't, we just change over shifts, but we don't go home until everything is cleaned up.
In the city, the story much the same. Streets and Sanitation deploying all 240 of its salt and plow trucks with an initial focus on the main arterial roads.
We just did a switch, so we got a fresh group on for overnight. We're going to continue to focus on our main streets to get those safe and passable. Right now, it looks like we're catching a little bit of a break. They were busy all afternoon, but we're doing some curb work, some centers, and we're still a little slushy in spots. So please give yourself enough time to get to places.
Oh, it's great. You know, we love the Windy City.
You were tongue-in-cheek, I hope, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
On Michigan Avenue, holiday shoppers hunched against the wind and the stinging snow. Still, some making the best of it with a snowball fight.
You know, it'll get packing snow. It's not that bad right now. It'll get it to a
target. You know what you're going to throw it at?
Yeah, one of them. I'm just going to wait to stay back a little bit.
And while heavy snow might be a familiar sight to most of us, not if you're from Australia.
Is this what you were looking forward to? Did
Yes,
you want to
obviously.
see the snow?
I was literally planning for this. I wanted to experience snowfall in Chicago. This is lovely.
A snow-related reminder for you. Beginning at 3 a.m. Monday morning, Chicago's overnight parking ban begins on 107 miles of city streets. From December 1st to April 1st, cars are not allowed to park between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. on those designated streets. The city usually tows hundreds of cars when this ban first goes into effect, so make sure to pay attention. This is what the snow looked like in the suburbs. This is video from Lockport yesterday, looking like an absolutely gorgeous winter wonderland as the snow is just covering that neighborhood. You can find all the updates on the forecast and the snow totals on our website, fox32chicago.com. Turning to other news now, President Trump is taking his immigration crackdown even further. Texas authorities say they arrested an Afghan national who posted a TikTok video indicating he was building a bomb. The man came to the U.S. under an asylum program, just like the suspect in the D.C. National Guard shooting earlier this week. Dana Marie McNichol has more on the president's plan.
Officials are conducting search warrants and speaking to anyone that might have known the suspect as the investigation shifts into his past, like looking at his life in Afghanistan before he moved to the U.S. in 2021. Officials say 29-year-old Ramanullah Lakanwal was vetted by the intelligence community for his work with the CIA in Afghanistan before being granted humanitarian parole through Operation Allies Welcome. This is a program under the Biden administration that allowed him to settle in Washington state with his wife and 5 kids. He would have also been screened by the Trump administration before receiving asylum earlier this year. Now, what may have motivated him to drive across the country and carry out a deadly ambush remains unanswered. Lakanwal is now facing first-degree murder for the death of 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, as 24-year-old Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition. Today, a DHS spokesperson confirmed another Afghan national who was paroled into the U.S. under Biden's Operation Allies Welcome. He was arrested for posting a video of himself on TikTok indicating he was building a bomb intended for the Fort Worth area in Texas.
There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted. And we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out. But they go cuckoo. Something happens to them.
In response to the shooting this week, the president has directed the State Department to pause giving out visas to people traveling with Afghan passports, as well as hold all asylum decisions until every person is screened. And the president has also directed an additional 500 National Guard members to be deployed in Washington, D.C., as law enforcement in the area just announced that they will be working in close coordination with the troops. In West Palm Beach, I'm Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News.
We're going to get another full check of the forecast and when the snow could be coming to an end. Plus, we're going to hear from the sister of a man who went missing nearly 30 years ago and her plea today for some final closure. Welcome back at 7:13 as we take a live look outside. You don't see any snow falling right now, but it may be falling in certain other areas, and there may be more to come. Mark is going to be checking in for us and giving us the latest on what we can expect with an updated forecast. It has been nearly 30 years since a Northwest suburban man disappeared without a trace. Palatine police haven't stopped looking for Anthony Tony Klama, and they are asking for the public's help in finding him. In this special report, we share new information and new photos in this case. Splinter's Sports Pub is now closed for business. Its doors were open on November 5th, 1998. That's the night Palatine police detectives say then 36-year-old Tony Klama stopped by to play darts. They also say he disappeared just before midnight, not far from that bar.
Around 11:30 p.m. that night, he was last seen near 1939 North Hicks which is in the Foxfire apartment complex.
Palatine Police Detective Commander Josh Hester walked us through the case and shared with us some new details on Klama's disappearance.
He was seen exiting a vehicle on the passenger side, actually, with an unknown male. They exited near the 1939 building.
Hester says Klama lived in the 1939 building and worked as a maintenance man in the Firefox condominium complex.
So the vehicle was described as a light-colored vehicle. The male he was with was described as tall with a thin mustache, but further than that, he's never been identified.
Hester says Klama didn't show up for work the next day, which led to his supervisor calling 911 and filing a missing persons report. He also called one of Klama's sisters.
It was unusual about the guy in the car. When we talked to the bartender at the bar, my brother played darts with some guy, but they left separate. So for him to meet up with another guy to get out of his car, I don't know where that guy came from. It was unusual. I mean, that's the big question. Who was that guy? Why hasn't he ever come forward?
Police say a search of Klama's apartment turned up nothing, as did multiple canine and dive team searches in that area.
And we started putting up flyers and walking around talking to people. At one point, we did a grid search of the forest preserve across the street from the apartment complex. We had a lot of volunteers who came out to help.
This case did not have a lot of tips. We did interview a lot of people, both family, friends, co-workers, but tips-wise, we do not have a lot of tips on this case. That's why we're doing this, to hope somebody comes forward with more.
Hester says investigators got one potential break in the case back in 2014 after an anonymous letter was mailed to Crime Stoppers.
It had some references to the area that Tony was last seen in. It also had some reference to some suspicious activity they observed.
Given how much time has passed, Hester is hoping that will help the person who wrote the letter or someone else who knows something to be able to come forward.
We've had no sightings. We've had no financial activity. We've looked at all those records to see, did somebody just want to get away?
Klama's sister agrees her brother isn't the type to just disappear.
Oh, because my brother had a lot of tattoos. He had, a few days before he disappeared, made an appointment to get more tattoo work done. He was out of checks. He had them express sent to his house, so the checks came in after he disappeared. He had made a dentist appointment for like 3 weeks later.
Those tattoos pretty distinct, and police are hoping they might lead them to Tony even today, which is why they like you to take a good look at these photos.
So Tony had some Native American style tattoos. They were on his arms and chest. Definitely very descriptive and wouldn't be identifiable if seen.
We don't think he's alive. We accepted that a number of years ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago. There's no way he would have reached out by now. All we care about is having closure and knowing what happened to him and laying him to rest. Please, if you know anything, please come forward.
Anthony, Tony Klama is described as 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing about 150 pounds, with brown hair, green eyes, and a mustache. Again, if you have any information about this case, you are asked to contact the Palatine Police Department Investigations Bureau at the number on your screen. President Trump's ratings approval apparently dropping once again, his lowest during his second term. The poll by Gallup, conducted November 3rd through the 25th, only 36% of voters approve of the president's job performance. That is down from 41% in October. His lowest ever approval rating was 34% in 2021. That happened near the end of his first term and after the January 6th Capitol riots. Let's turn back to the weather. As you can still see the clouds hanging low. Does that mean it's snowing right out there in that spot, or has the snow gone away, Mr. Mark Strell?
We still have a little band of snow moving in across the northern suburbs, heading down towards Chicago. So I think that's going to be one of the last hurrahs of some snowfall here this morning. I think we should dry out, but blowing and drifting is going to be a problem, especially in some of the outlying areas as we go later in the morning and perhaps even into the early afternoon. 8.4 inches officially at O'Hare, and that is a new single-day record for November. Storm system continues to howl across parts of the Great Lakes. We're on the southern fringe now, but you can see from Michigan back into upstate New York and then back through the mid-Atlantic states. And then you can follow that tail all the way back down to Louisiana and Texas, where it turns back into some showers and thunderstorms. And there is another storm system heading our direction. It's heading our way tomorrow and could mess up the morning commute, or I should say the afternoon commute tomorrow. Now, this is not going to be quite as big. In fact, I want to go back here. I want to go back one map here because I want to show you, if I can, the snowfall coming in. This is Futurecast snowfall. Still some lake effect snow coming in today and tonight. And then this is the storm system coming in tomorrow during the afternoon and evening. Now, this is not going to be quite as big. It's going to be 1 or 2 or 3 inches. There's an outside possibility of up to 4 inches, but it's going to be falling right during the late afternoon, right during afternoon commute. So timing not so great for tomorrow. And you can see that next storm system sliding in from the southwest right here into Chicago. So let's take a look at Futurecast. Here's the low pressure that caused all of the issues, the problems, the snowfall that continues to come down. And this is this morning, there's that last little band of snow that's kind of circulating around. It'll be sliding into northwest Indiana as we go through the rest of the morning. The low continues to move off to the north and to the northeast. We'll have cold winds howling down in from Minnesota and Wisconsin right here into Chicago. High pressure slides over our head overnight and winds fall off a little bit. And here comes that next system tomorrow. In the morning, you're in pretty good shape. This is 2:30 in the afternoon, starting to slide in through the western suburbs, knock at the door right around the tri-state during the afternoon. And as you can see through the afternoon and evening, there's that next round of snowfall. Again, lighter than yesterday, but still 1 or 2 to 3 inches of snowfall quite likely again during that afternoon commute. So, Sylvia, it is the 1, 2, 3 punch, and the 3 punch are actually some colder temperatures. And I'll tell you about that coming up.
Okay, thanks so much, Mark. Our neighbors up north in Wisconsin couldn't escape the fun snow yesterday. This video is out of Wanaki, just north of Madison. You can see the snow is covering the fields in that area. The National Weather Service says some snow totals could reach, believe it or not, up to 14 inches. And then this is video out of downtown Des Moines, Iowa, which saw just under 11 inches of snow. Other areas in the state reporting up to 15 inches, as we said. And with Thanksgiving in the rearview mirror now, some people are already decorating for Christmas and the holidays. And with that, poinsettias, holly, and mistletoe will soon be prevalent. But experts are once again warning you might want to keep some of those plants out of your pet's reach. CB Cotton has more from New York on how it can cause irritation for our furry friends.
With Christmas around the corner, it's time to start decorating. But if you have pets, you might want to think twice before buying certain holiday plants.
Are poinsettias dangerous for pets? Well, no, they're not dangerous for pets. I mean, you certainly don't want your pets eating them because the sap in them is very irritating.
Veterinary toxicology expert Steve Hooser explains while poinsettias cause vomiting, diarrhea, and salivation, they're not deadly to animals.
Poinsettias got a really bad reputation about 100 years ago when there was a report of a fatality in a person who had been eating a few poinsettia leaves. Experts have looked at that since then and they think, well, no, probably it was not a fatality caused by poinsettias.
Holly and American mistletoe also have irritating chemicals in them. And like poinsettias, you might want to keep them out of your dog or cat's reach since eating them can also get them sick.
They may feel a little depressed because they're not feeling well.
Though Hooser says the real deadly risk comes from certain types of lilies, including tiger and Asiatic ones. While they're beautiful, the FDA warns cat owners to keep their furry friends away.
It's this kind of lily. If cats eat some of the petals, if they drink some of the water, even if they're exposed to some of the pollen, they can have severe, deadly kidney damage.
If your cat has eaten any part of a lily this holiday season, experts urge you to call your vet or an animal poison center immediately. In New York, CB Cotton, Fox News.
And trending right now, the Powerball is climbing once again. The Powerball jackpot has soared to $740 million after nobody won last night's drawing. This makes it the third largest prize of the year with a cash value of over $346 million. The next drawing is tomorrow night. Are you buying?
740, we could do some damage with that, couldn't we?
Do you ever buy?
No, I never do.
I do every once in a blue moon. Yeah.
You know, we used to have, the weekend crew would have like a little pool. Everybody throw a couple of bucks in. And I would do it at that point. But it wasn't because I really thought I was going to win.
Exactly.
It was more insurance.
Exactly.
Because I didn't want to be the last man.
What if they win and you are left out? That would be the worst.
Isn't that funny that that's the motivation?
Hey.
You know, it's like, well, you're the idiot that's still standing there when everyone else is in the Bahamas on the beach with a Mai Tai.
I think the lottery system is also hoping that that's how we feel and, you know, sell more tickets.
I'm sure there are a lot of offices like that. Well, here's a flutter of excitement for space enthusiasts. A metamorphosis of gases created this cosmic butterfly.
Ooh.
I love the music in the background.
Yeah, look at that. Ooh, this is super cool.
The stunning sight was captured by a telescope in Chile. Bright spot in the middle is a white dwarf star that is cast aside its outer layer of gas long ago. So it's kind of thrown off the gas and made this little butterfly effect.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is basically butterfly-like wings from this aging star. It's named the Butterfly Nebula, and good thing, right?
So.
And is thousands of light years away in the constellation Scorpius. For reference, a single light year is 6 trillion miles away.
Mine shuts down when you talk light years.
Right, it's thousands of light years away. That means that none of that may not even exist anymore.
Yeah.
That could have all gone away thousands of years ago, and we wouldn't know it because the light's just now getting to us.
Yeah,
you know?
Very cool, but that's beautiful to see, isn't it?
It is gorgeous.
Very cool.
Right?
Okay, we will be right back.
You're watching. the location is phenomenal. It's such a great location. So it was an absolute privilege and honor to convert this bar to what it should be, a proper Bears bar.
We take you to a new restaurant where Bears fans can gather close to Soldier Field, what the Staley Sports Bar is serving up. While many people shopped till they dropped on Black Friday, a local group took the chance to get closer to nature. And a live look outside for you, the calm after the storm. We're tracking another round of snow. We're going to let you know when it is going to hit. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Sylvia Perez. Many people are now digging out from that snow, and Fox 32 meteorologist Mark Strill has a look at when it will end for now and when it will return for later. Mark.
Yeah, you saw State Street, Michigan Avenue, rather. It's wet, but
yes,
you know, certainly passable, and hopefully that most of the streets in your neighborhood look similar to that. Now, blowing and drifting could be a problem, especially as you go out outside of the city, outside of Cook County, especially along Interstate 88, Interstate 80, if you're going to the south across 55 or 57, really virtually anywhere outside of the metro area. We'll have some gusts later on today, up to around 25 to 30, maybe even some 35-mile-per-hour gusts. Snowfall largely over, although I'm going to show you one little band that's trekking down from Lake and McHenry County and then pushing through the city here at this hour. Radar coming up in just a moment. We had 10 inches of snowfall at Valparaiso, 12 inches at Rensselaer, and a new record at O'Hare, 8.4 inches. That's a new single-day total for November. More snowfall on the way. Very light snowfall amounts coming out of anything that happens this morning, less than an inch. In fact, more like a half inch across, any areas that do see snowfall. But I do want to show you futurecast snow, and this is showing the next round of snow that'll be coming in tomorrow afternoon and into the evening with another inch or so, and perhaps 2 or 3, as much as 4 inches across LaSalle County, Grundy County, and Kankakee County. This will be slightly heavier down to the south, but about 1 to 2 to 3 inches max here in Chicago. Again, the problem with tomorrow's snowfall is it comes during the afternoon, right during afternoon drive. So an issue there. This will be a light, fluffy snow. Yesterday's snow started out being light and fluffy and then turned a little more soggy as we went through the event. In fact, we even had some thunder snow and a little mixed precip down across central Illinois. So sloppy conditions and even some icing conditions causing some problems along the Indiana-Illinois border along Interstate 70 yesterday. It created just a huge pileup of cars and had to close the interstate there yesterday. That was more of an icing event, ice and snow together, but ice was definitely a component. This is what we're keeping an eye on right here, this last little area. You see the darker blues kind of sliding down towards Chicago. So another little burst of some light snowfall. This is Futurecast, and this should be, I think, about the last hurrah that we see here this morning. Again, only light stuff coming our way, and then as we go through the rest of the day, maybe even a little bit of clearing, a little peek of some sunshine, perhaps later on this afternoon. This is 8 o'clock tonight, so clearing skies briefly, and really that just allows the temperatures to plummet, really chill out as we go through the overnight hours. And we have some brutally cold temperatures coming later this week, with daytime highs later this week. Only in the teens on Thursday, and overnight low temperatures, well, pretty close to 0. So Futurecast shows the next round of some light snowfall coming through, and then as we head through the next 48 hours, it's that light snow that will be plaguing us tomorrow afternoon. So again, the 1, 2, 3 punch, the snow yesterday, the heavy snow, some light snowfall coming tomorrow, and then the colder temperatures.
All right, thanks, Mark. Well, the snow and the wind causing quite a combination. Take a look at Lake Michigan just off the shore here. Incredible. See those icicles forming right over there, and those high, high winds causing some pretty high waves. Animals at the Brookfield Zoo. Chicago enjoyed a snow day yesterday. No guests to bother them this time. This is Tim. He's a brown bear. You can see him rolling around in the fresh snow, having a great time. The zoo was closed because of our winter storm, but we are told it will reopen later this afternoon. And you can find all the updates on the forecast on our website, fox32chicago.com. Northwestern University reaches a major settlement with the Trump administration to settle claims of anti-Semitism. The university has agreed to pay $75 million to have its research money restored. In April, the White House said it was withholding nearly $800 million in federal funds. This was reportedly over claims that Northwestern failed to protect Jewish students on campus. This is connected to the protest on campus against the war in Gaza. Northwestern's president says this deal does not mean the school is controlled by the White House.
I would not have signed anything that would have given the federal government any say in who we hire, what they teach, who we admit, or what they study. This has been an extremely difficult time for our community, and I believe this agreement was the best path forward for us to be able to turn the page.
Northwestern was one of 60 colleges the Education Department accused of failing to protect Jewish students. The Indiana State House is set to reconvene tomorrow to discuss drawing up new voting maps, and this is happening after months of pressure from the White House due to California's redistricting of its maps. Lawmakers are pushing a plan that could wipe out two Democratic-held district Republicans controlling both chambers of the Indiana General Assembly. The state Senate is set to vote December 8th. Both chambers would have to pass the bill in order to send it to the governor's desk. At least one Indiana Republican state senator is already voting no on any redistricting proposal. Michael Bohacek posted on Facebook Friday saying his decision is based on the president's use of a derogatory slur for those with intellectual disabilities. The president used that slur against Democratic Governor Tim Walz. The senator saying he has a daughter with intellectual disabilities and adds, "This is not the first time our president has used these insulting and derogatory references, and his choice of words have consequences." The Chris Kindle Market says changes made by the city this year to capacity limits may actually be putting it out of business. The city has put a 1,500-person limit on the market at Daley Plaza. Even during the pandemic, the limit was at about 3,500 people, and in the past, the market had hosted about 5,000 at a time. Vendors at the market say visitors will be the ultimate losers because at these lower numbers, the Chris Kindle Market won't be able to survive.
I have no clue why the city has surprised us with new regulations without giving us any information in advance. These regulations will make our survival very difficult, if not impossible. Just when we oldies are handing over the torch to the next generation, we are threatened to be closed for good if we allow you, the people of Chicago, to roam freely in and out of our market.
The market is hoping the city will respond to its worries and change the limit. The city is set to be in conversation with the leaders of the Chris Kindle Market. Many people now winding down from Thanksgiving and Black Friday. A local group used this opportunity to get closer to nature instead of hitting the stores to shop. Photojournalist Stefan Ward has more.
Let's give a little stretch, a little gratitude for the sunshine. Even tilt your head up, feel the sun on your face. We're all here together today, right? Today we're doing the City Kids Outdoor annual Fall Family Hike, Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. We've been doing this a long time, and every year we have friends that come new and old.
I'm glad to get to help my kids connect with nature and enjoy being outside too, and notice how it helps them feel good.
This looks like an old park.
I think everybody understands everybody. We're all the same community, and we're just enjoying the weather and the environment.
I like playing in these wood houses because we always find them, and I also just like walking and running around. I like playing in the houses because we never know if we could find anything.
It is peaceful. We want to do something that gets us away from the hustle and bustle of buying products on this day.
Roll!
Oh,
All right,
what bugs are under there. I love coming to La Ba. This is probably the closest part of nature to the city for us, and having things like this on the north side are just wonderful.
I think one of the really awesome things for the kids has been the opportunity to do stuff like this where they're climbing, and some of the kids know each other already. A lot of them are taking risks, but relatively safe risks. And it builds a sense of autonomy for them and gets them out of their comfort zone a bit and able to connect with one another in ways that they don't always get through organized activities in school.
The more time you spend outdoors, research shows that the better off you'll be when it comes to your mental health.
I'm going in the big one. Hey, look out. Whoa, I want to go too.
Good time. Bears fans are gathering at a popular new bar run by a former Bears legend. It's called the Staley, and we get a peek inside and find out why this used to be a hot spot for Green Bay Packer fans for many years.
Fox 32.
This spot is where football pride is on full display, owned by former Chicago Bear Israel Adonijah and built for diehard fans. Welcome to the Staley. And this spot is a super fan's dream with 8,900 square feet, 16 TV screens, 2 jumbo. It's amazing. And here's the man himself, Israel Adonijah. Izzy, nice to see you.
Welcome to the Staley.
Oh my gosh. So first of all, Israel, I love the Staley. This is my first time here.
Welcome.
It's beautiful. I will be coming back. How long have you been open, and what do you want people to know about the Staley?
Yeah, we've been open for about 9 months now, and this has just been a really special project. Previous to us taking over the space, it was a Packer bar, right? And
as in Green Bay?
Green Bay.
Are you kidding?
Just disgusting, right? and because it's so proximate, it's the closest bar to Soldier Field. everybody still had to come here and hang out before and after Bears games because it was just, the location is phenomenal. It's such a great location. So it was an absolute privilege and honor to convert this bar to what it should be, a proper Bears bar.
Yeah.
Let's go Bears, who are now 4 wins in a row, right?
How amazing is that,
so
right?
Good, so good.
Okay, and I can't talk to you without talking to you about your time with the Bears. You're a defensive lineman. Tell me about those memories that you have of playing during that time and what it means to kind of really come back full circle.
I mean, what an incredible chapter in my life, right? My 10 years that I was fortunate to play in what I consider the greatest sports city in the world, Chicago. It was just really special. Over those years, we had one of the best defenses, you know, in the league, across the league, and we didn't really know how special what we had was, right? It's just like to be able to play with Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, to be able to make it to a Super Bowl, right? Just these memories that we were fortunate to build together will last a lifetime. And it was a really special time for us as players and our relationship really with the fans of the city.
Okay, now we've got some beautiful cocktails in front of us, and it's amazing. You can come here, you can have great drinks, and the food, I think, is 2.0 when I think of bar food. So we've got to talk about that. So let's bring some of that in,
All right,
okay?
let's bring in some great food.
Okay.
I mean, I hope you're hungry.
I'm hungry, always hungry.
Wings are big here. You can get them bone-in or boneless. Here we have our buffalo style bone-in and boneless. You can get it with our own house-made ranch dressing. These are also delicious, our garlic Parmesan wings. And then we have here our loaded nachos, brisket, nachos, cheese, fresh baby tomatoes. Our pizzas are also very big. Here we have our sweet heat. It's our pepperoni pizza with some hot honey. And then we have our buffalo chicken pizza. Again, it's buffalo sauce, it's chicken, it's creamy, absolutely delicious. And this year, it's been an incredibly special partnering with the Chicago Bears to bring our loaded mac and cheese to Soldier Field all season long. You can get it level 2 and 3 in the United Club, and our chicken sandwich also at Soldier Field.
So you have your loaded mac and cheese,
yes,
and your chicken sandwich at Soldier Field.
Yep.
How exciting! How did that come about?
Yeah, so we partnered with Levy Foods, and you know they were looking to bring restaurateurs that represent Chicago, restaurateurs that are local, to Soldier Field to be a part of this incredible community that is, you know, Chicago Bears culture and football. And, you know, we're just so grateful for Levy to select us as one of the groups to participate in the program and bring our experience here at Staley to Bears fans at Soldier Field.
Now, I know once a Bear, always a Bear.
Always,
but
always.
You have really managed to continue this kinship, this brotherhood with the family of the Chicago Bears after leaving playing the game. And I know you guys always stay in touch, but this has to be extremely special for you to be able to continue this legacy, and you're doing it at Soldier Field.
Absolutely. I mean, I think when I think of my time with the Bears, right, it does bring to mind family first, right? These are relationships that I'll hold dear a lifetime. And although I'm not on the field playing, I still feel like we're a part of the family. I still feel like I am a Bear for life. And not just from a player standpoint, but now working with the leadership and the corporate office, people that helped guide me at 21 when I got here are relationships that I'm now near and dear with at 44, right? And it's just been really special.
No. Well, I'm not sure what we're about to cheers with, but can I just say cheers to you. Congratulations
Cheers.
on a successful continuing career, and thank you for having us.
Cheers.
To the stadium.
Bear down.
Isn't that funny that that was a Green Bay Packers bar for all those years?
Just can't imagine why it was a Green Bay Packers bar right there by Soldier Field.
Probably Green Bay Packers. It was apparently owned by the same family forever. And our producer was telling us he used to hang out there.
No kidding.
Yeah, so.
You know, I could imagine maybe Northern Lake County or Northern McHenry County being some Packers bars, but right next to Soldier Field, I don't know. That
It's all about the Bears, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, way to go, Izzy, turning that around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What a great guy. Okay, we're talking about what's trending. What you got, Mr. Mark?
Well, Sylvia, tell me, how far would you go to pick up a loved one over the holidays?
It depends on the loved one, right?
That's really a good answer. Well, there's a survey. It's conducted by Talker Research. It says the average person would drive I like this. Would drive roughly
That's hilarious.
172 miles. Roughly.
172, not 173, not 170.
But roughly 172, just to pick up a loved one for the holidays. About 5% say they would go more than 700 miles. Just for context, that's like driving from Phoenix to Denver. Which is kind of hard to relate to here in Chicago. We should have said, like, from here to Minneapolis and back again. That would be more relatable.
Well, I have to ask you that question.
Yes.
How many miles would you drive?
Sylvia, I would drive to the ends of the earth.
Would you? Depending on who it was?
If there was a bridge that went to Tokyo, I would drive there to pick you up and bring you back.
What about family?
Yeah, to the moon and back.
Yes, there you go.
I would take a spacecraft to go get them. But, you know, that's just me. Most Americans say they love a good road trip.
Are you a road trip guy?
I love road trips. Absolutely. I'll take short ones, medium ones, long ones. I love going to explore new places I haven't been before.
Yeah, you know, I used to think I didn't like road trips, and then I started taking road trips with people I really liked.
See, that's the key.
And I realized, wow, I actually do like a road trip.
Yeah. If you're on a road trip with annoying people, you would give that up pretty quickly.
Remember when you were a kid and you'd be in the back of the car?
Are we there yet?
Yeah,
Are we there yet? Are we there?
Fighting with your siblings.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Are we there? I'm hungry.
Whole different thing. Okay, we're moving on next to psychology experts say our brains have a reward center. Okay, this explains everything. It makes total sense to me, and I want to know if you can relate to this, Mark. They light up, our brains light up when we get some great deals.
Yeah.
Sales can also trigger the emotion of chasing that feeling, but that doesn't mean you actually need the item. So in order to avoid the temptation to buy unnecessary things, experts say step away from your phone or computer for a minute and debate if you actually need that purchase, that is. Do you ever get did you ever get an emotional high from making a purchase?
I don't get that emotional about making purchases because I don't know. I try not to get that attached to stuff.
That's good.
But I do know what you're talking about because there's that center aisle at Aldi's, and it's like, some people call it the aisle of shame. I don't even know where that comes from. There's nothing shameful about that aisle.
I don't know. Do tell.
No, it is like it's full of stuff I didn't know I needed.
Like what? Stuff.
You can't even think about it because you don't need I have bought like stuff for the kitchen, stuff for road trips, stuff for camping. There's been clothing items and just it's stuff that just comes out of nowhere and lands and goes, look at that. I can't afford not to buy that. So, I think I've bought 2 hammocks there because they were just
can't have too many hammocks.
Well, and here's the funny thing: they're still in their little hammock case. I've never unhammocked them.
Wow.
So maybe if you're on the naughty list, on my Christmas list, maybe you'll get a hammock.
There you go. I like a
but they're
good
just
hammock.
so affordable.
Not sure where I'd hang that in the city and if it's legal, but is it like one of those stores where they make you walk through this area and along the side is a bunch of stuff that you don't need until you can finally get called up to the cash
No, you don't have to. No, I know that store.
Yeah.
That store, there's something evil about that.
There is because you do end up buying stuff.
Well, yeah,
right?
and I always look at the stuff going by, and for me, it probably appeals more to women than men because I don't see a lot of stuff, but I always scan it just to make sure.
Because you don't want to miss out. You don't want to have FOMO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very important not to have FOMO.
Exactly right.
Okay, you're probably still wondering about what's happening with our weather, so we're going to be back, and Mark is going to update us on that. Don't go away. Mark's back with the final check of the forecast. A little more snow headed our way.
A little pop of some snowfall coming through this morning, and then I think we're done for the rest of the day. And then as we get to tomorrow during the afternoon, another little pop of some very light snowfall.
A little.
About 1 to 2 inches,
Okay.
maybe 3 inches.
Adjusting.
And if you're along or south of Interstate 80, maybe about 4 inches. Morris, Seneca, Ottawa, Kankakee, maybe about 4 inches. But I think here in the city, generally about 1 to 3. So here it is. Morning, you're pretty good shape. Afternoon, yeah, right during drive time.
Okay.
Another little blast of some light. This will be very light, fluffy snow. There'll be some blowing and drifting there as well. Our snowfall totals, 8.5 inches in Joliet, 10 inches Bull Valley, 8 inches in Bolingbrook and Wakanda, 10 inches in Palatine, Naperville, Wheeling, and South Elgin, Union. Hinsdale got 9, 10 inches in Valparaiso, and 12 inches in Rensselaer, and a new record 8.4 inches at O'Hare. A new single-day record for
November?
November.
Oh, because I was thinking this is a lot for this time of month.
You know, it really is.
Right?
I mean, record-breaking snowfall, right? And then here's the deal. We get cold. We get real cold later this week.
I got to get my good coat out.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Mark, Fox News Sunday with Shannon Bream is coming up next, but we, of course, will be back at 9 o'clock with more news to share with you. Stick around, and we shall see you then. Look how cool the bean looks.
Yeah, I like it.
It's one of those